Greetings and salutations. And they were lab partners by But How About No, Chapter 8, Comfort and Conclusions. Beginning of text messages. Corked up. The sweet allure of a spray bottle with a flammable label, and my lighter is calling me. Booty Shaker 9000. Record it. Corked up. I knew there was a reason I kept you around. Corked up sent a video. Let there be light! Booty Shaker 9000. You look insane. Corked up. I feel a little insane, to be honest. But I am free. Booty Shaker 9000 sent a link. Corked up. Why are you sending me my university's mental health resources? Booty Shaker 9000. No reason in particular. Corked up. I knew the squirrels on campus were fucked up. Booty Shaker 9000. Good morning to you too. Why are the squirrels on campus fucked up? Corked up. The behavioral science department. They kidnapped them and run tests on them. Booty Shaker 9000. That sounds like a study on squirrel behavior. Corked up. Are you on the side of the behavioral scientists? My sworn enemies? Booty Shaker 9000. Hey, sweetums? Corked up. Yes, dear? Booty Shaker 9000. How much caffeine have you consumed in the last 24 hours? Corked up. The normal amount? Booty Shaker 9000. I'm sending Sheldon down there. If you do not cease the caffeine consumption in favor of some water, I have authorized him to use a controlled EMP to disable your devices. Corked up. I will remember this. Vomitello. Booty Shaker 9000. Consider it payback for last week. Heart emoji. Corked up. I will remember. Frowny face. Booty Shaker 9000. Are you free to come down to the lair later? Corked up. Really wish I could, but I have an essay I have to handle. Booty Shaker 9000. Understandable. Send it over when you want me to read it. Corked up. Will do. Smiley face. Booty Shaker 9000 sent a link. Are you familiar with keto transmutation? Corked up sent a link. Here's my OChem lecture that covered it. I can explain it more in depth when I take a break for lunch. Booty Shaker 9000. Grazie. Corked up. Hey Siri, is it possible for my eyes to start bleeding after looking at a computer screen for too long? Booty Shaker 9000. Should I be concerned? Corked up. Depends on the preferred threshold of mental well-being. Booty Shaker 9000. Oh boy. Remind me to never enroll in a university. Corked up. Oh, you know you'd love it. Booty Shaker 9000. Mikey accidentally purchased an extra ticket for the Jupiter Gym showing tonight. Would you like to tag along? Corked up. Donnie, I love you, but I have to spend the next 48 hours on my biomed project or I will actually fail out of my class. Booty Shaker 9000. Ah, no probs. Perhaps next time. Corked up. Totes. Booty Shaker 9000. Is there a reason why you sent me 20 TikToks in the past 5 minutes? Corked up. It's a coping mechanism. Appreciate them. Booty Shaker 9000. How much more work do you have to do on this project? Corked up. I will steal your frickin' doubloons. Booty Shaker 9000. The economy has already crashed, sweetums. Corked up. No! My fucking doubloons! You clicked out of another fruitless search on your laptop, rubbing your eyes. You've known about this project since the beginning of semester. Why did you just only start on it last week? You knew why. Latent ADHD. There was only so many things that Adderall could fix. You cursed under your breath and took a sip of your cold coffee. You were at the point of calculating how badly you could do on this project and still pass the class. All you needed was a 72 and you'd be golden. You weren't even halfway done yet. You were startled out of your self-pity by a familiar knock at your window. Donnie sat on the windowsill with an anxious smile and a plastic bag in his hand. You rushed over to unlock the window and open it, helping Donnie step into your room. Dee, what are you doing here? I thought you were at the Jupiter Gym showing, you asked. You could smell your favorite takeout in Donnie's bag. You were practically salivating. Donnie must have noticed the hunger in your eyes as he passed over the bag immediately. You resisted every urge to tear into it in the moment. Manners, you know. I gave my ticket to April so she could bring her girlfriend along, Donnie said. I suspected that you were working yourself to death, so I came to prevent your untimely demise. He made a gesture towards the bag, giving you the okay to start eating. You could have kissed him right there. You walked over to your bean bags and sat the plastic bag on the milk crate you and my used as a coffee table. You handed Donnie the container marked with a D and started shoveling food into your mouth. You groaned around a mouthful of food. You'd had nothing but snacks and ramen for the past 2 days. Donnie watched you with a faint smile. He started to dig in as well, but in a more polite manner. I actually think I'm going to propose to you, you said, mouth still half full of food. Donnie snorted. You hold affection for me only because the meals I provide, he snarked. You laughed, causing yourself to choke on a piece of food. Donnie smacked your back gently, trying to help you breathe again. You gave him a thumbs up once you could take a full breath. Donnie handed you a soda from his battle shell. Also your favorite, you noted. On a scale from 1 to 10, what are your tiredness levels? You groaned, the illusion of happiness bursting as you remembered your obligations. I might actually pass away, D. Eastlar's finals week technically goes until next Tuesday. All of your classes this semester just so happen to have all their final tests and projects due by this Wednesday. It was a lot, to say the least. Please don't. Good help is just so hard to find these days, Donnie said. You removed the tab from your soda and threw it at Donnie. He deflected it with ease. Perhaps I could lift some of the weight off your shoulders? Your eyebrows furrowed. Donnie, I literally cannot let you help me with my project. You said, ignoring academic integrity, I made my bed. I now gotta lie in it. Donnie shrugged, taking another bite of food. He took a sip of his own soda before responding. I realize that part of the reason you are so behind this week is because you've been spending so much time assisting me with Project Kappa Kappa. Am I wrong? He asked. You looked away from him, taking another sip of your soda to avoid showing your thoughts on your face. As usual, Donnie was more perceptive than that. Don't kill yourself over your pride if I can help, Donnie said. He put his hand over your knee, or at least assisting you. You bit the inside of your cheek. You've been having stress dreams about this project for the past week. Here he sat, a solution to most of your issues served up on a purple platter. Donnie looked so earnest in his offer, and he touched you, willingly. He'd been doing that a lot more. You would hate for Donnie to feel like he was being taken advantage of. You really felt okay with asking him for physics help. But he was right there, of his own accord, in your dorm room at 6 p.m., with dinner in hand, when he was supposed to be watching his favorite movie series with his family. Your heart squeezed oddly when you thought about that too hard. You sighed, already resigning yourself to giving in. I would actually really appreciate a second set of eyes on my design before I go crazy. Donnie gave you a wide grin. He got up from his beanbag to nab your laptop off your desk and settle himself back down, his robotic arm holding his drink the entire time. Say no more. You will have the most efficient... Donnie paused, looking at your documents before continuing. Pacemaker schematics in all of history. I'll look over your work as you finish dinner. Words cannot express how much I appreciate you, you said. I also accept tokens of admiration, especially ones with significant monetary value, Donnie said. You scrunched your nose up at him, but he just looked smug. Now tell me why you're proposing the use of several different inert metals for electrodes. You ate the rest of your dinner at a much more reasonable pace while you answered Donnie's questions about your project. You didn't think Donnie would have as much comprehensive knowledge on implanted medical devices, but as usual, you were proven wrong. A gizmo is a gizmo, you supposed. It was so refreshing to have real-life interaction with somebody that wasn't your roommate, popping in and out of the dorm room at odd hours of the night. You loved May, but god damn, art majors. They made you question your entire existence. So what else does this project entail? It looks like you have a pretty good handle on it so far, Donnie asked once he'd reached the end of your written up. You rubbed your face with your hand and set your takeout container down on the milk crate. I have to write a 1,500 words on my design is, quote unquote, superior to others currently on the market in regards to effectiveness, material cost, longevity, yada yada. You said, flapping your hand as you spoke. It's just a lot of research and citations that I would literally rather eat a sneaker than do. Donnie's eyes lit up. Fear not, my dear compatriot, as establishing superiority is number 4 on Donnie's top activities, he exclaimed. He started typing rapidly on your laptop. We will have 1,500 words faster than you can say Newtonian fluids. You snatched your laptop out of Donnie's hands, much to his dismay. You can help, Dee Dee, not do my entire project for me, you said. I know you have your laptop with you. I'll send the document over so we can work on it at the same time. Donnie pouted but pulled out his laptop from his battle shell all the same. You already knew that you and Donnie had insane chemistry as lab partners, and this was no different. Instead of crying into a cup of ramen tonight as you had planned, Donnie had you snorting with laughter as you typed comfortably next to him. Donnie, you cannot call someone a nitwit on an academic paper. You laughed, doing your best to backspace his entry on the shared document. I can and will, he said. Donnie used the mechanical arm to try to pull your laptop away from you. You held on with all your might, doing your best to kick away the arm. Write your own damn paper then, you said, almost wheezing from laughter so hard. By 9, you had practically your entire project finished and double-checking for mistakes. You closed out all of your tabs of research and let out a long breath, allowing relief to pass over you. Shutting your laptop for the time being, you turned your head to look at Donnie. During my entire college career, I have never once been able to turn in a final report a whole day early, you said. I might actually have time to shower before I have to study for my anatomy exam tomorrow. That should be recommended as a public safety precaution, he said. Scoff, you said, getting up and kicking his legs as you passed him. Donnie chuckled, making a half-hearted attempt at swiping at your legs. You dodged him easily, making your way to your shower caddy. I can and will knock you out again, Donatello, you warned. You pointed your shampoo bottle at him threateningly. Donnie put his hands up in surrender, giving you a cheeky grin. Noted. You rolled your eyes, putting a change of clothes into a bag. You took off your prosthetics, placing them on the charging station in your drawer. It would really suck having half a hand when you had to finish up your other assignments. You barely had enough time this week to let them get at full charge. I'll be back. Help yourself to anything as per usual, you said. Donnie waved you off, seemingly engrossed in an article he'd found while helping you write your final report. You turned away from him, shaking your head with amazement. Nerd. You soon came back, feeling incredibly refreshed, to an upside-down Donnie laying on your bed and drinking tea through a straw. A steaming mug of hot cocoa was waiting on your desk for you. You smiled, setting your shower caddy to the side and grabbing a drink. The first sip of cocoa scared away the slight chill you always got from walking through the dorm hallways with wet hair. You don't need to stay here all night, you said. I pinky promise I won't pass away if you go back home. Donnie took a loud drink out of his mug, draining it. He held the empty mug out to you, straw still in his mouth. Despite my absolute best efforts, I find myself enjoying your company, he said. You just say the nicest things, Dee Dee, you said, taking the mug. He hummed, pulling out a worn paperback book and holding it open in one three-fingered hand. He looked remarkably cozy, and part of you had an itch to join him, but you had work to do. You decided to forego your prosthetics for a while, to give your hand a break, and to let them charge a little more. With a sigh, you pulled out a notebook and a pen and started redrawing diagrams from memory, and checking back at your textbook to ensure that you didn't miss any significant structures or labels. For the first time in a long time, you didn't feel the need to put on music while you worked. The simple quiet of your pen scratching against paper and the rustling of Donnie turning a page was almost soothing. If anything, it was a large departure from the panic and dread that usually haunts you during finals. Or rather, is still haunting you. It's just pushed back to the background for now. Donnie closed his book and fell backwards off of your bed into a crouch, breaking that little bubble of peace. He stood up, dusting himself off. You stared at him, incredibly confused. Can I braid your hair? He says, looking at you intently. You stared at him blankly. What? Your hair. May I braid it? You tilt your head at him. Go ahead. Donnie smiled, walking over to stand behind your hair. You turned your head back around, doing your best to keep it as straight as possible for Donnie while he also being able to study. Donnie began to cord his fingers through your hair and gently pull out the few knots you had missed while you were in the shower. You almost offered him a hairbrush, but the scalp massage felt too nice for you to do anything to make Donnie stop. You weren't shivering, but you felt chills. You felt little vibrations snake down your spine for every scrape of his nails against your skin. If you were a cat, you'd be purring right now. Do you have a hair tie? Donnie asked. You wordlessly passed Donnie the stray elastics that were floating around your desk. He used the edge of his fingernail to part your hair down the middle, putting an elastic on one half of your hair. He started to braid the other. April taught me how to do her hair when we were kids, Donnie said, gently parting and pulling the hair at the crown of your head. It usually had a calming effect on her. You hummed, turning to another section in your textbook. Do I look particularly boisterous right now, you asked. You look strung out, Donnie said, exhausted to put in technical terms. You snorted. Damn, you really know how to give a compliment, Dee. Donnie tugged the hair he had in his hand in warning. You know what I mean, dum-dum. You blew out air out of your nose, deciding it was unwise to pick a fight with somebody in prime scalping position. You're really going above and beyond tonight. What blood debt do I owe for a few hours of wholesome Donatello? Yeah, you were dumb. Not picking a fight lasted 5 seconds. Donnie thankfully laughed. He tied off one braid and started to work on the other. The finished braid laid against the back of your neck, just damp enough to make you shiver. Is it too uncloth of me to worry about you? Donnie asked. No, just a bit unexpected, I guess, you said. You reached up to touch your braid, but Donnie gently smacked your hand away and pushed the back of your head to straighten your posture. You've been holed up in this room since Thursday night, and I think it should be expected, Donnie chid. Stalking my location? I need to start working harder to steal your data, Dee Dee. You know what I mean, Donnie said, not allowing you to take the light of the situation. I have my brothers to pull me out of the laboratory ruts. May is gone all the time. I worry about who takes care of you. Donnie finished up the second braid, tying it off the same way he did the first. You took the opportunity to turn your head around and face him. I am, in fact, a college-age, tax-paying adult, you know. Donnie shrugged. That doesn't mean someone else helping you out is a crime, dum-dum. You hummed, bringing a hand to fill your hair. Much to Donnie's chagrin. It had been a long time since someone had done your hair. The braids felt very even all the way through, something that didn't surprise you. Well, you are welcome to braid my hair any time, Donatello, you said. Donnie shook his head, but stayed smiling. You could see his hands itching to stop you from messing with his handiwork. You're impossible, he said. I've been told I'm a delight, you said. You bit the inside of your cheek, debating with yourself. But I wouldn't mind having someone quiz me with flashcards if you'd be so inclined. Donnie beamed. He dragged May's chair over to your desk in a practice motion and sat down. He clasped his hands together in his lap, sitting not unlike an eager golden retriever. So where do we start? End of chapter 8. Thank you for listening, and I will have a link in the description to the original story. I would like to say thank you to But How About No for letting me do this. Have a good day.